Okay.
All right. Got a key in pocket. I'm going to get out. I'm going to chalk my vehicle. Step out of the vehicle using 3 points of contact. Okay. And I shut my door before I chalk the wheel. Start my vehicle to ensure that I have a fully charged system. Should be between 120 and 125 psi. Okay, there's my governor cutout, so I have a fully charged system. I'm gonna shut the vehicle off, turn on the electrical. First part of the test will be an air leakage rate for the parking brake. I'm going to release the parking brake. I'll get an initial 5 to 15 psi air loss. Once the needles have stopped moving, I'll begin my time. All right, the needles have stopped moving at 110 psi. I'll begin my time. I'm looking for less than 2 psi air loss within this 1 minute. And we'll do 1 minute, all right? We'll make it official. If you want to film too what we got on the panel there, you can see where on the panel you're at about 110, okay? And the needles aren't moving, so that's good. Okay, my minute has passed. Noticed no additional air loss at this time. The next part of the test will be my air leakage rate with my service brake. I'm going to press down and hold on to the service brake. I'm going to lose an additional 5 to 15 psi. Once my needles have stopped moving, I'll begin the time for 1 minute. I am now at exactly 95 psi, and I'll start my timer. Tied for 1 minute. I'm looking for less than 3 psi lost in that 1 minute. Initially I said approximate. You don't want to use, you want to use hard numbers.
Quickly
so
went back.
95, yeah.
Yeah, so definitely.
And obviously on this particular part of the test, you want to press and hold. You don't want to release, let your foot off the service brake. Okay, minute's up, and I have noticed no additional air loss at this time. So successful test. Next part of the test will be my low air warning device. I'm going to step on and off the service brake to lower air pressure. The low air warning device should sound before air falls below 60 psi. Let's do that now. Okay. Low air warning device sounded at 70 psi. Successful test. Next part of the test, I will continue to pump pressure out of the system. I'm going to check for my spring brakes. My spring brakes should apply between 20 and 45 psi, and at that time my parking brake knob should pop out. Parking brake knob popped out at 20 psi, so that's a successful test. Now I'm going to restart the vehicle. I'm going to bring my RPMs up to between 10 and 1500, or 1000 and 1500. I'm going to do my air buildup rate now. When I get to 85 psi, I'll start a timer, and I want the buildup rate to be between 85 to 100 psi within 45 seconds. When I get to 85, I'll take my foot off the accelerator, I'll let it build up naturally. Now I'll begin my time. Okay, I'm now at 100, and that took 28 seconds for the air buildup rate, so that was a successful test. Now I'll be waiting to hear my governor cutout. The governor should cut out between the range of 120 and 125 psi. That's the next part of the test. Okay, my governor is cut out at 120 psi. That's a successful test of the governor cutout. Now I'm going to check for my governor cut in. I'm going to release the parking brake. I'm going to drop pressure in the system to below 100. Okay, I'm below 100 now. I'm going to wait for the needles to start moving up, which will indicate that my governor cut-in is working properly. And I'm going to reset my parking brake. The needles have started moving back up towards the 120 to 125 range, so my governor cut-in is working properly, so that's a successful test. Now what I'll do is make sure that I have a fully charged system again before I begin the next part of the test. Hear that governor cut out again. 120 and 125. Okay, my governor's cut out. I have a fully charged system again. Now I'm going to shut the vehicle off. I'm going to get out of the vehicle and chalk my wheels. Keep the key in pocket. 3 points of contact, get out of the vehicle. And close the door whenever you step out of the vehicle. Remove the chocks. Start the vehicle. Again, I'm going to make sure that I'm fully charged. Okay, the fully charged vehicle now at 120 psi. I'm going to test my parking brake. I'm going to put the vehicle shift into the lowest gear. I'm going to accelerate between 10 and 1500 and pull gently against the parking brake. Test that the parking brake is holding. Successful test. Parking brake held. Next part of the test is the service brake. I'm going to release the parking brake. I'm going to drive forward approximately 5 miles an hour and step on the service brake. Okay. I stepped on the service brake held. There was no delayed stopping, there was no pulling to the left or right, and there was no unusual feel. So that concludes